I return messages in my mind. But I believe that everyone has the right to feel safe. And that's why I'm a martial arts educator. I've been slowly regrowing my student base and am feeling more confident about my decision of owning a full-time school as part of my future and retirement. I'm Sensei Mish. This is my journey. As part of my journey as a businessman, a school owner, educator, human being, I've come to know that time is valuable and I need to be in charge of my time. I need to be the one to make the decision how I waste it and how productive I am. Do I get on the internet and just zone out? Do I binge watch the new season or even an old season of a favorite TV series? Or do I focus on my business? Do I focus on training? I need to be the one that makes that decision. And I know I'm prone to, I don't know, I call it squirreling and rabbit holing. And so there's a couple things I do to keep myself in focus. But in doing that and trying to remove some distractions, I tend to not respond to people right away. And I know that that might irritate people, but I kind of wanted to go over the things that I do so maybe it gives you an idea, or it kind of gives you an idea of where my brain is. So let's go over that. Now, the first thing I do is I've turned off notifications to almost everything. I didn't start this until a few years ago, but I got a new phone and I knew I was spending lots of time just zoning out. I'd get, dings and pings and whatever, and I'd reach for the phone, like Pavlov's dog. I'd be salivating and get to my phone and open it up, and it would just be, oh, somebody take me on Facebook. And then I'd just start going and I'd go down the rabbit hole, and next thing I know, hours later, I've got nothing done. And then I get mad at myself, and there's that whole vicious circle. So a few phones ago, I got a brand new phone and I made the conscious decision, I'm not gonna back up the old one and then update the new one. I'm just gonna download the apps I use. Pretty simple. But you know what's really cool? When you download a new app, especially on the iPhone, it asks you, even a couple iOS versions ago, it would ask you, do you want notifications turned on? And I made the conscious decision to say no, especially on social media. So the only thing that my phone notifies me of is when I get a phone call, when I get an email, and when I get a text. So the phone or the phone calls and the emails, I don't really stress about, because 90% of the time, almost probably 95% of the time, those messages are spam. So I could look at my phone and be like, oh, I have 100 emails that I haven't looked at. I'm not going to stress about it. 1, probably 2 is actually going to be legit. So I don't worry about it. Now, I do get text messages and I do get messages through Facebook Messenger, but at the same time, I'm part of so many different threads that people just bing. My phone just bings, and I can look at it and go, oh, that's that thread, and not worry about it. Or go, oh, that's that thread, and not worry about it. I'll read those later when I have time. And of course, sometimes somebody has messaged in between there, and I just miss. It is what it is. So the other thing I did, I got rid of my Apple Watch. And for me, it was really easy because for years, I would say a good 20 years, I never wore a watch. So even when the Apple Watch first came out, I was like, ooh, we're going to get it? My son was like, ooh, I want an Apple Watch. I'm like, nah, not really interested. I did end up getting one when I think it was Series 2. It was the first version of the Nike watch came out. And so I got that. And it was pretty cool. You know, nifty gadget, didn't irritate my wrist. I kind of got used to it. But emails, phone calls, text messages. I was still, getting messages from Facebook. So it would all ping, ping, ping. And it was just really distracting. So I decided I'm just going to stop wearing it. And it was really easy because, again, like I said, I didn't wear a watch for a long time. So I still don't wear one now. Oh, hit my glasses. So now when it comes to social media, I decided there's so many platforms out there. So I decided to lessen the amount of social media platforms that I'm active on. So you can find me on Facebook, even though I hate Facebook more than, I hate Facebook. But that's where people are at. I'm part of groups that have group rooms on Facebook. And that's kind of how I need to communicate with people. I have a Facebook page for my business. So in the business world, it's kind of necessary to be on Facebook. So I'm there. I post, but I don't. And I do use it to keep in contact with old friends from high school and other people. So it is what it is. Now, Instagram, I didn't use Instagram for a long time, just started a couple years ago actively, and I kind of like it. I don't post as much as I should, but again, the notifications on that app aren't on. So, recently I did a promotion for a class I needed test students for, and I got a lot of responses. It's just, I looked at it like, oh, I have messages from people. So I should probably get to that. So it's just one of those things. I don't get on there. I don't notice it. So I don't get pinged. Now, when it comes to other social media, yes, I have a LinkedIn. And if I was going to be active on another platform, that might be it. But the one thing I don't like about LinkedIn is everybody who wants to be in my network is not part of martial arts. They're advertising or they're trying to sell me shit. And that just that turns me off to that platform. I do have a Snapchat, but I don't snap. I do have a Twitter. I don't get Twitter. I've tried to learn Twitter. I don't understand Twitter. So I have the account. I just don't use it. Now, Gary Vaynerchuk, he says, underpriced attention is on TikTok. And yes, oh my gosh, you can go on TikTok and boom, overnight you have 3 billion followers. I have a TikTok account at Sensei Mish. I don't promote it because I don't TikTok anything. And that's probably not a thing, but I don't post. So why promote it? Now, I have considered doing that. It's just not something I do. But with all of those platforms out there, we're talking about owning time. If I was posting on every single platform to try and get my name out there, I wouldn't be able to do anything that I'd really want to be doing and being productive. And honestly, I don't need a full-time social media person, and I don't have the money for it. So I don't know, maybe in the future, but I lessen the amount of social media platforms I'm active on. The other thing I do is I silence my phone. Sometimes I'll be doing a video shoot and I'll turn it on silent. I don't want it to bing in the background. I forget that it's silenced. So it's just, or I just forget. It happens. I'll be like, oh, gee, I haven't heard my phone ring in a while. Oh, I haven't heard my text. Oh, weird. And then I go, 4 missed phone calls because I've silenced it. It happens. Forgive me. I like to put my phone on airplane mode. Now, I film everything on an iPhone. And right now, I'm filming on another iPhone. I do have this iPhone, this is the one that I'm holding right now. But if I'm filming on my phone, because sometimes I do actually use my phone to film. This is just another one I'm using for this project. I hate it, like if I get a phone call or whatever, it actually stops recording. So I put it on airplane mode, problem solved. Now I do remember to take it out of airplane mode. So of course, if I'm filming, and there's some times where my filming is several hours long, miss phone calls, miss messages, miss emails. So it is what it is. I like to sleep. I try and get at least 6 to 7 hours a night. I don't, but it is what it is. And when my body is draining, I like to take a nap. It just, it's healthy. It helps me be more productive. I'm sleeping. I return messages in my mind, but I forget to press send. So I could get an email, I could get a text, and I read the email or read the text. It could be on the computer, it could be on my phone, it doesn't matter. But I could read that. I've responded to him, oh, that's a great idea, and blah, 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 blah. Or maybe I even type it out because I've responded, but I forget to press send. And that has nothing to do with old age. I've been doing that since electronics. I think my first email account was with CompuServe. That was early 90s. I've been doing it since then. It's just a thing with me. Sorry, it is what it is. I might be having a meeting or a conversation. And this one's important because when I have an important meeting or I'm having a conversation, I put my phone away. I'm not good at that, but I do consciously try and put my phone away. And I'll tell you why. Because say we're having a conversation, and I'm sure you've noticed this. The person is talking. Oh yeah, I really like that game, or blah, blah, blah. And then they're down here, and they're, oh yeah. And so two things at once. Did you know that multitasking is actually not a thing? Like, we only can do single tasks at a time. So me focusing here, I'm not listening here. And me listening here, I'm not focusing here. So if I'm in a meeting or in a class or having a conversation, I don't just put my phone on the table. I put my phone away. In my pocket, in my backpack. I try and not have it, I don't want it to be a distraction because I want to be focusing on what I'm doing. And of course, while my phone is not there, I'm missing texts and messages and all that kind of stuff. But the thing is, I want to be a good listener and I want to be in the moment. Now, like I said, I am not perfect at this. There are some times where I'll be talking to somebody and I will come here. Out of bad habit. Knowing that I do this though, knowing is half the battle, okay? Knowing that I do this, I go, oh shit, I'm not being a good listener. And I put the phone away. And I really try and be conscious about that because I want to be in the moment. And I think a lot of people forget about that, especially our young folk, because this is everything to them. It's just learning to be in the moment and not on this, which I feel is important. Now, this was all the things that I do. It was inspired by a book called The Myth of Multitasking. And I tried to find my copy. I don't know where it is. There is a link in the comments below or in the blurb below, so you can go check it out. Buy it. Very, very interesting book. It teaches lessons through kind of a narrative story. It's actually kind of good, but it's one of those where it kind of inspired me to be more in control of my time, to be more productive. Again, I'm not perfect, but I'm trying. And I'm trying to be the best that I can be. So being conscious of my faults and recognizing them in the moment, I can then put away my phone. I can be more conscious, like, oh, I'm running a promotion. I should probably check on this app more often so I can stay in touch with those people trying to get in touch with me. It's just one of those things. So what do you guys do? I'd like to hear from you. What do you do that keeps your, that you try and focus on, that maybe keeps you from responding right away? And do you get irritated when you text somebody and they don't respond right away? I mean, like when you text and you look down and you see the 3 little dots and then nothing, and then nothing, and then you're like, are they going to respond? And then they never respond. I don't know. Is that a thing for you? Is it not? Oh, well. Anyway, so that's kind of what I do. And until the next video, I guess I'll see you around.